And yes, we're all talking about the same friggin' thing that's really frustrating us all. And that thing is interest rates. Can they just come down? Can the feds just pivot? Will they just land the plane? Do they know how to land the plane? Do they know what they're doing? They told us, they said, if the data hits this, then we will do this. And now they're going, wait a minute, maybe we're gonna look at it differently. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's been a while to the good old podcast, Again, the Cash Flow Game with K and K. But today it's only K. It's the big dog K, the little K, Krystle Moore. She's not an assignment. She's not missing an action. She's just not here. She's under the weather. But we will get her back on because we need to talk about what's going on in commercial, which I can give you a little bit about it. But what I really want to talk about today is the market, what's going on, the conversations. And yes, we're all talking about the same friggin' thing that's really frustrating us all. And that thing is interest rates. Can they just come down? Can the feds just pivot? Will they just land the plane? Do they know how to land the plane? Do they know what they're doing? They told us, they said, if the data hits this, then we will do this. And now they're going, wait a minute, maybe we're gonna look at it differently. So commercial real estate, office, that sector is definitely becoming the topic of conversation. Definitely the stress of the banks, the Fed. It's $1 trillion problem. It's not gonna go away. It's just gonna start coming into play here pretty soon. So 2024, 2025, you guys probably don't know. This is going to be where the reckoning of what's going on here, the true valuation of property, because that's why banks don't want to lend. That's why people don't want to buy, because they don't really understand what is the true value of real estate. The apartment boom. Yeah, I'm going a little bit of commercial here right now. The apartment boom, that was the building boom because low rates and rents were going up and all this population movement because of COVID. All that fun stuff is, well, that's coming to an end because nobody wants to build an apartment building where the rate is SOFR plus 5, 6, 8, or you can get a private money loan at 65% loan to cost at 10 to 12% and 4 points. Nobody wants to do it. So if you're in the middle of a project, you're going to finish what you have now. But if you're not, you're on dirt, just like a lot of people we know, you're just going to sit. But if you're in the middle of a project and you can finish, you're probably going to do okay because debt will get better and because competition in years will become less because there's going to be no building. Just like 2008, remember, the market crashed. Nobody built. There's no debt to build. Some people build, obviously, because they paid cash, but it just didn't make sense. And there's no building for 5 years. And that event, whatever you want to call it, that did cause problems. That hurt us as a nation. That hurt us as far as enough housing to provide. And so many things have changed because of the good old COVID, right? Rent control laws have gotten worse. Expectations of, I think, a renter have changed. I think renters have gotten a little bit more entitled. Hate to say it. The government allowed them to get entitled because you don't have to pay your rent. Like the government just comes in. It's like, it just says and does whatever they want to do, which is not good. It's not good for the real estate investors. So we're all dealing with, on top of high rates, no lending. You know, as far as I'm concerned, the commercial real estate is in a depression, not a recession, because there's not much going on. It doesn't make sense. It will, obviously, things come back. They come back around. The debt market comes back around. Interest rates will get lower. Things will make sense. They'll start moving again. But I feel like we've gone through pain, but we have not gone through people having to sell stuff, people having to hold on. Yes, syndicators have given back properties. Some of the big guys have given back properties. A lot of fraud, a lot of mismanaged money is coming out. But overall, I don't think we've seen the true damage. I don't think we know what the true value is. But, you know, if you have good debt on an apartment building, you're doing okay. What is going on with apartments? What's going on with renting? You know, Krystle mentioned a while ago, because we noticed our, short-term rental was a little bit off in around the holidays, and that was typical. And, we're back to kind of normal, folks. So, people are going, oh, my building, this and that. It's like, well, guess what? You jacked your rent up. It was filled. Nobody left. And now all of a sudden your rents are real high. You're like, hey, I'm not filling up my building. Well, your rents are high. And there's probably other competition that's willing to undercut you and get your clients. So it's tough to rent units that are priced high. Vacancies are taking longer to fill. You're having to go back to the strategies where you have to pay for marketing. You have to shop your other competition. You have to put those signs in the yard, those burst things. You have to have really good leasing agents. You might have to spend money on marketing and, run ads and things. Oh yeah, folks. Yeah, that's how it used to be. So if you're new to this game and you're like, what are you talking about? This is how it was when Krystle and I managed properties. It's back to the basics. A couple things. Let's talk about some rent strategies too, right? You got to be careful because people just drop the rent and they go, okay, let's say you're at $2,500. Screw it. Just drop it to $2,150 and just get it rented. That's where you're starting. That's if you got to refi your building. That's the rents we're using. That's where we're going to that's the basis of where you can increase rents from if that tenant stays. Why not say, hey, sign a 14-month lease. I'll give you the first month for free and you're going to pay $2,500. You go, Kenny, I said before you say that, guys, do the math. Do the math. That's what you want to do. Give incentives. How can you move them in? What can you do to get them in? Go look at your competition. What are they doing? Are they full? Are they vacant? What incentives are they driving? Remember, getting a renter in at a higher cost is better if you have to refi or if you're going to sell and things like that. You want that rent to be higher. I know I got on a tangent of the real estate, but this is where people that know how to manage, have been through these kind of ups and downs, they understand how to do this. They understand what to do, how to do it. They understand we can't rent our properties. What have we done in the past? Yes, it's difficult. I get it. But this isn't the first time ever in the existence of the world that it has not been difficult to rent out our places. So it's as we always say, fall and winter, traffic slows down. Spring, summer, traffic picks up. Just like if you're selling a home, just like if you're buying a home, everybody knows this. It's always like that. It's like this thing. The traffic is up in spring, summer because everybody wants to move, and then down in fall, winter. That's what it is. So you're going to get less eyeballs on your property now. You're going to have a harder time leasing right now. That's why if you're renting to somebody, you do not want your lease to end up again in fall, winter. Push them out or cut them short into coming up in summer. You have a much more better chance of renting it faster. You have much more eyes and traffic on your unit. And also on top of that, you have a much better chance of getting your number you want. That is the rental amount you think you earn, deserve, whatever your property is. That's what you're going to get. If you're going to fall in these fall, winter, you're going to you're going to get hit. We got spoiled by COVID. That was not normal. So we're back to normal. So you got to know that. Just like your short-term rental, it's the same thing, right, folks? Just like inventory in homes when you're trying to buy it. Winter falls worse, and spring, summer, we get more inventory. And speaking of inventory in real estate, my gosh, if you're here in San Diego, there is none. I was just looking at a chart. Florida and Arizona are the peak of the most inventory. There's other markets that are negative inventory. We in California have 0.5. I was looking this is like December. So I don't have the figures for January yet. They'll be coming out soon. That's what we're up against, folks. There's no inventory. There's bidding wars. There's people paying cash. And so let's talk about that real quick, because I know I'm pivoting topics all over the place. So I'm trying to cover where frustrations are, where I'm hearing clients reach out and stuff.
We've been working on this for the past few months.
You know, we always want to bring as much value as we possibly can. And our partner, Prime Corporate Services, is all about bringing you a service you can't get anywhere else at a price you can't get anywhere else. Whether you're new to owning a business or owning a property, or you're an experienced property owner or investor, Prime Corporate Services is not only going to help you, but they're going to make the process so much easier. So if you book a call, the first thing they're going to do for you is help you understand what your business structure should look like, your corporate structure, tax planning, estate planning, all of that. Maybe you're saying, I'm brand new to starting a business and all this sounds foreign and complicated. Remember, this company helps new people just getting started every day. They're going to help you form the entity that's best for you and walk you through the process. Before I found this company, we paid thousands of dollars to other attorneys, CPAs, and consultants to try to understand exactly how we need to be structured to be as protected as possible. We've also gone the other route and used online platforms to form entities which unnecessarily put us at risk. You guys, you don't have to do that with this company. They'll do all of these things for you at a reasonable price, so you never have to think about saving money at the expense of exposing yourself to liability. We've searched high and low, and you will not find this much value anywhere else. All you have to do is schedule a free call today. Just go to primecorporateservices.info/GITCG. Once again, that's primecorporateservices.info/GITCG. We'll also leave the info for you in the show notes.
Number one, you're going to go buy a house. How are you going to get that done? How are you going to separate yourself from others? I don't care if it's an investment, a second home, or a primary residence. Number one thing, you better get pre-approved and you better make sure your lender is going to deliver. Number two, how can you separate yourself even more? Can you do no contingencies? Can your lender pre-underwrite your file? Can they make sure you can remove loan contingencies? Can you remove appraisal contingencies or inspection contingencies? Why would you do that? Well, maybe you're like, hey, I'm putting 30% down or 40. I'm fine if it doesn't hit their mark. I can, right? But maybe you keep inspection. Removing contingencies helps, or shortening them 5-7 days. Yes, you order the appraisal in a rush. Yes, we get the quick underwriter approval. Those things happen. The other third big thing, what do you want to do? Is write a solid offer, right? A good price, good contingency, like quick removal of contingencies, putting a good chunk of money down in escrow, right? Like whatever it is. The fourth, and one of the most important things to do, what a lot of people don't do, is have your lender. Yes, your lender call that listing agent. First of all, your lender and your buyer's agent should be on the same page. They should be talking, strategizing. They should both know what the expectation is of this offer is, right? You call that listing agent, like ring. Hey, Mr. Listing Agent, this is Kenny Simpson with the Simpson team. How are you today? Great. Hey, Joe Blow wants to buy, with the offer on 125 Street. Great. Do you have any questions for me? This is how the conversation goes. Credits this. I saw the offer says you can close in 15 days. Is that right? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we close this deal in 7 days, this deal in 5 days, this deal in 10 days. Oh, yeah, we do this all day long. Jumbo, we close one. Yeah. Oh, wow. And you can get the appraisal back in 7 days. Yeah, we just got appraisal back in 12 hours. What? Yeah, 12 hours. Oh, wow. Confidence. You're pushing out that confidence, folks. That's what it is. You're up against cash buyers. You're up against people that want to play games or pay more, whatever. The seller and this listing agent want you to close on time, perform, but what they really want to make sure is that you are going to get this thing done, and there's confidence. There's confidence in you, there's confidence in your lender, and there's confidence in your agent. All this stuff matters. So you calling and the lender calling and helping out is a huge deal right now, and it needs to be done. They appreciate it. We are beating cash offers. We are beating other offers because we're bringing this confidence to the table. And I also ask them, if we haven't even put an offer in, what are you looking for? What's up with your seller? Is there anything they need? Do they need extra days? Do they need a lease back? Like, what is their biggest issue? Like, what's their concern, right? What's their biggest insecurity? Well, it's this or that. Okay, cool. Like, go back and tell your buyer, can we make that happen? So these are the things that matter when it comes to getting a deal done, right? And so those are things that are separating it. And so, and look, this is why when you get pre-approved, give the lender all your stuff, get all the paperwork in, be ready to go, have them pre-underwrite the file if you can. Then it's just appraisal, title, escrow, RPA, which is a purchase contract, insurance, done. You can remove loan contingencies. And then we just get the appraisal. So it's very quick and we can make this happen. We're closing deals 10 days, 15 days, 7 days. I mean, it's as fast as you possibly can go. We can go. It's making a huge difference. What else is going on out in the market? We have a lack of inventory. That's a problem. The lock-in effect's real. The rate's too low. That's real. That's not going away. And then let's talk about it in this podcast because this is not going to be long. I'm just kind of giving you an overview of how the first kind of quarter starting. Look, it's busy. There's a lot of refis. There's a lot of purchases. It's more active than I thought. Look, who's refining, Kenny? Look, there's a lot of flippers out there. They've got high cost loans to refine. People want to pull money out to go buy other deals. If you're a flipper, it's a great time. If you can buy a good property and make it nice and bring it to the market, and with your deal, you can buy right, fix it up, you're going to crush it. Just like home builders. I just read a quote. Home builders, the average home builder inventory is like 12%. They're like 31%. Home builders are crushing it. Why? Because they can bring a product to the market. They can buy down the rates. They can do different things. So if you're a flipper, you could do the same thing. You could offer the buy down, but you don't even need to in a place like San Diego. There's plenty of traffic. So if you're a buyer right now, you have to be ready to move quick, get uncomfortable, probably overpay, deal with a lot of competition, and rates aren't even low yet. And speaking of low rates and the Fed, now they're going to cut in June. They're saying they're all over the place, guys. It's really, really frustrating. I know. I live it. I look at this data all day long. The feds are off. They're completely all over the place and they're not sticking to what they told us. So it seems like we're going to get the first rate cut in June. And let's be honest, what does that really mean for residential, commercial, whole thing? It means between the 6 inches between your ears, it's a psychological cut. It's that they've landed the damn plane. They're not going to hike anymore. They're not going to talk about hiking. They're not going to talk about not hiking. Yes, they're going to continue to watch the data, but when they pivot, this should bring the 10-year down. It should help interest rates. The spread between the 10-year and the 30-year fix is still at 2.78 when it's historically at 1.72. If that even shrinks down back to lower rates, this signals to the banks and to the real estate investors and to buyers and sellers that the Fed is pivoting. Rates are coming back down. Japan, Germany, Europe, and China, they're all in recessions. Are we going to go on one? So we need that jobs market to probably soften more, the Feds to cut even more and more, to be more aggressive with it. We have, what do we have? We have an election year coming up. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. But if you're sitting on the sidelines to buy a primary residence and waiting for rates to go to 5%, good luck, because it is going to be an absolute utter shit show out there to get things done. So yes, a lot of factors, a lot of moving parts. I know commercial still's tough. A lot of banks are not lending. Rates are tough, but I know Krystle's looking at a lot of deals, helping people out. And so things will just eventually, over time, make more and more sense. But for now, this is the lay of the land. This is it. Where are the opportunities? I still think the opportunities in a place like San Diego are people that can flip homes, people that can buy deals on market, off market for a great price, and people that are adding these ADUs and converting garages for cash flow or reselling. It's great, great, great. And obviously the big advantage, I think, if you're a buyer and you can buy now, I think you're going to be super happy with your decision. And this is going to put you in a better position when everybody is out there dealing with all the chaos and stuff. And so look, if you're a real estate investor, it's tough right now with the rates. It maybe makes sense with cash flow and stuff. So you're buying deals where you can add value, adding the ADUs, fix them up. Maybe over time, as you can refinance, rates come down, it'll start to make more sense. So you're really looking at the right deals, being very selective, being very picky, and making sure that in the long run, that deal will work. Well, folks, it was short, it was sweet. That's it. Just a quick overview of what's going on as we rock and roll into 2024. Hope you guys, everything's going well. If we can help, reach out. I don't know if you guys caught us. Krystle and I were on the Bigger Pockets going over product types and stuff like that. So there's a lot of products out there, DSCR, bank statements, stuff like that. It's helping a lot of self-employed. We're doing a lot of DSCR loans for real estate investors. Look, you guys might have gone to a private bank, had a good bank, and you're no longer there. You can't get financing. You're stuck. Hit me up. Yes, there's interest only. Yes, there's DSCR options. Yes, there's STATA. Yes, there's bank statement. Yes, if you're a complicated real estate investor, we're here to help. But otherwise, hope you guys, keep rock and roll in 2024. Look forward to connecting with any of you soon. See you soon. We'll have more updates. Until then, till next time, keep watching. And also like, share, comment, all that good stuff on the podcast. We always appreciate it. Love you. Talk to you guys soon.
If you're already a real estate investor, you know that aside from cash flow, you also get huge tax benefits by investing in real estate. But are you taking full advantage of all the potential tax benefits? We've been working with Tim Looney at CSSI for a few years now, and he's saved us and our clients hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in taxes doing cost segregation studies on their properties. Let me give you a few examples. We bought a property in 2019. If we had just used straight line depreciation, we would have saved about $18,750 in taxes. But because we did a cost seg, we saved $258,000. That's $239,350 more than standard straight line depreciation in the first year. The other great thing is, if you're classified as a real estate professional, you can apply this to other sources of income like W-2 or 1099 income, and you can also roll over any unused depreciation to future years. If you've owned your properties for a few years already, don't worry, you can still do a cost seg and save big on your taxes. This is not tax advice, so consult your CPA to see if you qualify to take advantage of these benefits. Call or text Tim at 318-469-9861 to get your complimentary property analysis. Once again, that's 318-469-9861. And I'll also include his information in the show notes. You guys don't want to miss out on these tax savings.